Impact segment tonight, perhaps the most intense senatorial race in the country is between Senator Joseph Lieberman and Ned Lamont in Connecticut. A religious group called Reclaiming the Prophetic Voice put up a billboard on I-95 accusing Lieberman of voting for torture. Wow. Joining us now from Hartford, Reverend Kathleen McTigue, the spokesman for that group. Would you, Reverend, please define what you think is torture for us so we know where you're coming from?
You know, Bill, I don't think I can give you a whole list of all the practices that could be considered torture. I would turn to the Geneva Conventions and point out that one of the things that we're objecting to is the circumvention of the Geneva Conventions in this issue of torture, particularly in this bill that
have you read the Geneva Conventions? Do you know what they say?
I've read parts of the Geneva Conventions. I've read in its entirety this bill that has just been passed, and I don't know if you've managed that or not, because it's legalese.
The detainee bill, we know. But the Geneva Convention basically says when somebody's captured on the battlefield, they're only entitled to give up the name, rank, and serial number. All right, that's what the Geneva Convention says. And is that what you want our policy to be when we capture Al-Qaeda, suspected Al-Qaeda, just name, rank, and jihad number?
You know, Bill, one of the things I need to point out is this collar that I'm wearing. I am neither a politician, as you know, nor am I a lawyer. I'm speaking from my position of faith.
Okay.
And the thing that I can tell you from that position is what I believe anyway, and you call yourself a man of faith as well, so I think we're on the same page on this. I have to tell you, though, as a person of faith, I think you're on the wrong side on this particular issue.
Okay, and
I don't believe. Let me just finish this point.
We're Americans, and we can disagree. But listen.
I understand. No, I want to finish this point about the religious issue here, because that's what's critically important to me. Religion, and especially if you're a Christian, does not mean saying, I believe this about Jesus. It's discipleship. It's following what he tried to teach us.
But this is a war, Reverend, and in war, civil conduct is suspended so you can win the war and prevent the loss of life. Now,
that's absolutely wrong. That's absolutely wrong, Bill. That's absolutely wrong. That's what the Geneva Conventions are for. For the protection of our own soldiers.
Right.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Our own military leaders, including Colin Powell, came out against this bill precisely because they know the protections that it guts are for our own sons and daughters fighting in our name.
Our system has passed the bill overwhelmingly, so it is now law. I've asked you two very simple questions.
Well, we're very much hoping that we're going to change that.
I know you are, and I'm glad you are working for what you believe, all right? But I've asked you two very simple questions, and you haven't answered either of them. What is your definition of torture, and do you believe name, rank, and jihad numbers, what should be applied to terrorists? You dodged both questions, and if you want to dodge them, I can't force you to answer. But when you accuse a sitting senator, Joseph Lieberman, of condoning torture, and then you will not define torture, nor will you answer a very simple question about name, rank, and jihad number, then I believe you are irresponsible, Reverend.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, Bill, but I think you are the person putting spin on this right now. Actions speak louder than words, as you know perfectly well, all right? This bill is loaded with ways in which our legislators and the president conduct the real issue. The real issue is that they are abusing human beings in our names. The Geneva Conventions
give me one name of a human being who's been abused. Give me one name of a human being who's been abused.
Maher Arar. He is a Canadian who was kidnapped by the United States, sent to Syria, tortured for 9 months before he was released. The Canadian government has admitted he was an innocent man.
Okay,
now, I would like to ask you a question.
No.
How many innocent people are you going to be comfortable having tortured in the name of our safety?
Now, I'm going to correct the record because you are wrong. You are wrong. What happened was the Canadian Mounted Police, the intelligence unit, called the United States and said, you got a terrorist here. We have evidence against this terrorist. Okay, please pick him up. And please
Bill, the question is, how many mistakes are you willing to make? How many innocent people are you willing to torture?
In war, mistakes are made. In every war, mistakes are made, and innocent people get killed. Now, Reverend,
therefore,
you are sitting in judgment of the United States government and Senator Lieberman, your senator in Connecticut, and you are accusing them of horrendous things, condoning the torture of human beings. Yet, Reverend, you will not define torture,
Bill,
nor will you offer a solution as to how to protect the American people. You don't offer any solutions.
I can tell you the solutions that our own military have put forward. They lobbied against this bill.
No, they didn't.
And wait a second. Yes,
some
they did.
people did, and some
Colin
people
Powell,
didn't.
Including
some
Colin
people
Powell.
did,
okay,
and some
sure.
people didn't.
I'm not saying it was unanimous, but I want to confront you on the issue of being a man of faith, because I'm speaking as a person of faith. I presume that's why you invited me on this program, okay? I think it's important to understand. Jesus didn't say to you, be nice to, forgive, be kind to your family and your friends. He said everybody does that. I'm calling you to something higher and harder. I am calling you to treat your enemies with forgiveness and kindness. Did that mean let them kick you every time they want to? No.
Reverend, can I reply?
But it did mean, don't forget that the seed of God is in every human being.
Can I
Everyone
reply,
is a child
Reverend?
of God.
The
Yes,
highest calling of the federal government is to protect the citizens of the United States. We have 3,000 dead people, 30 in my neighborhood. Your techniques would put us in danger and make it easier for terrorists to kill us. Your beliefs would lead to more dead Americans, in my opinion. And that is why I oppose you. But I do respect you, and I appreciate you coming on the program.
Our own government studies have shown that we are less safe now than we were before.
You're cherry picking. The fact of the matter is we have not been attacked in 5 years, and Al-Qaeda has been decimated. But, Reverend, thanks for coming on. You're welcome anytime. Directly ahead, the outrage of the week.